morning. I'll call the November 12th meeting of the Mason County Fiscal Court to order. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, all. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to welcome everyone back. If everyone remembers, we came together and had a special call meeting on Friday for sheriff's bonding as well as the gas project and landfill projects. Today marks our regularly scheduled November 12th Mason County Fiscal Court meeting. And with that said, Madam Clerk, can I have a roll call, please, to start us off?
Yes, sir. Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to hold on some guests this morning. I'm waiting on one more teammate to come with the Stover folks. And so that will bring up our minutes from the October 15th regular meeting. Commissioners, you'll find those minutes in your packet. I'm looking for any additions or corrections or a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Got a motion? Have a second. Any additions or corrections? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioners, also in your packet, you will see the minutes from the November 8th special call meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes, please. We have a motion.
I'll second.
And we have a second. Are there any additions or corrections? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. And so that brings us to our road department report. Director Joe Brown is off, but we have joining us today the effervescent Juan Davis.
Well,
Good morning.
good morning. Everybody smiling this morning? That's what I'm talking about. We got the Mason County Road Department report. Number one, first thing we did was continue to clean up off the roads and the trees from storm damage. We repaired multiple storm signs that were knocked down and damaged. Addressed the following bus turnaround with stone at the Blue Lake North and Ashcraft Road, which were requested by the Mason County school system. Weed eated, chip brush for the animal shelter, graded and dressed all county roads for the winter, used boom tractors to trim back trees off the roads, installed new delineators on multiple roads. We had a total of 6 signs that were made for the month and 15 customers from the livestock review program.
Commissioners, in addition to that, Joe Brown is currently on the hunt for it's not a bush hog, but a flail mower to replace the one we have, which I think 15 plus years old. But I haven't heard any details back on that. And then also I will highlight our good friend Lloyd Schiltz with the Mason County Conservation District came up on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week and presented their funding check of $7,500, which goes a long way in helping fund the livestock removal program. We greatly appreciate our friends with the Mason County Conservation District.
I make a motion to approve the report as presented.
Got a motion?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any questions, additions, or deletions, my friends? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Free?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
It was well presented.
Fine job. Fine job. Thank you,
All right,
Warren.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Guys, next up, we have, I want to introduce some guests, and we're going to have our Mason County Animal Shelter report. Of course, we have Director Brandon Thomas join us today. We also have Jen and Barb, as well as our friend Rebecca Cartwell with the Humane Society here today. Ladies, would you like to come forward? Yeah, present up there.
Yeah, but at the
In a
end,
minute,
hold
in a
on,
minute.
hold on.
In a minute, Joe.
You're rushing.
That time of year.
First, I'll kick it off by saying what a fantastic job all three of you did with the Jordan's Way event. I think it highlighted the positive progress that the Mason County Animal Shelter continues to make, and also underscores the ability or the goodwill from a public-private partnership such as the animal shelter provides. And so I'll turn it over to you guys.
So we do want to thank everyone for coming down. This was a very heartfelt, emotional event for us because the community actually came together and stepped up and showed us support for the shelter. And we finally felt the community coming together. It was very, very, very emotional for us because we put a lot of work into it, and everyone came together and had fun and donated money. They donated their time. People were tortured. And we really appreciate Judge McNeil because he was pied in the face. He was tortilla slapped. He was dumped. He ate a bug. He was hosed down. He stepped up. And thanks to the commissioners for showing up and getting whipped cream off their face and peanut butter and being locked up with me as a girl. And of course, Ryan showed up to get pie. So we are just very thankful that. And of course, thank you to the Wildcat Elite cheerleaders. It was just a wonderful event, and we thank everyone. And especially Amy Dudley, she stepped up as
Yes, she did.
as team
Yep.
number one. You were team
Yep.
two. Luckily, I was on team one.
And Susie Wallingford for all the great snacks.
And she brought snacks, and the parents showed up. And so, and this is, Shayla is also part of our team. So, and thank you to Stover for showing up, their employees,
Great.
and getting slimed and just participating. It was wonderful to us.
Well, and that's a good point. Stover Drives has been a fantastic community partner for this community for decades now. And they brought down, I think, probably 10 employees.
They were wonderful.
The important thing to think about it, in Stover, they put their money where their commitment and mouth is, in the sense that those employees are paid while they were out making a positive community impact, which I feel like is representative in the amount of I think it was $3,400 when we figured it up for the 3 hours each employee was down there and active. And Stover was going to come join us this morning. However, Chris Bauer, their team lead, had to fly out to Germany this morning. I just texted with him. He was on his way to catch a flight. But we'd be remiss without mentioning not only Stover, but also Jen Setti Watkins for her work leading the charge, identifying the grant and or the program. I guess it's more program, right? Yeah. And bringing it home. And then lastly, the Jordan's Way, Chris and his team do a fantastic job just kind of navigating the U.S., trying to support publicly owned shelters across the nation. The odd thing is, programmatically there are funds that we avail ourselves to here at Mason County for animal shelter grants. But when you look for bricks and mortar type grants and opportunities. There truly are none. And so programs like Jordan's Way and our local Mason County Animal Shelter volunteer group and Rock for Rescue and others go a long way in getting us going. So
And I would want to say, beyond the Jordan's Way fundraiser, our community is extremely generous. Through Rock for Rescue, we've been able to help with emergency vet bills for the shelter and community. We've spayed dozens of community dogs, some shelter dogs. We've provided vaccines and dewormer for community cat rescuers. And we're paying for microchips for all the shelter dogs. And we had an event at the open house where we microchipped some community dogs as well, which goes a long way in getting them home, rather than staying in a shelter. All that said, improving the shelter facility has been a huge goal for us. We really feel like the facility, we have such quality individuals working there now who are very experienced, very good at what they're doing. We really need the facility to come up to that standard. And this is a good, starting point for that, with this, with these funds going toward that kennel replacement and expansion. And we hope we get to break ground soon. Do you know when you're going to break ground? We're like, get it.
well, we've approved the contractor to work. They did have, I think, one of the contractor's team did have a slight incident, and so we're waiting on a report back from that. But I've got ambitions they start certainly before, certainly this month. So we look forward to it.
Right. Good. Well, the total donations for the fundraiser, I know you all were waiting on that. $18,161.52. We've already provided some of those funds to Kim, and of course we had to pay the Jordan's Way fee, which Rock for Rescue took care of out of that balance. This morning we're presenting a check for the remaining balance, which is $12,817.52. And again, we can't wait to celebrate with everybody at the groundbreaking, and there will be no eggs or pies or dunking booths or anything. And again, echoing what Barb said, we greatly appreciate everybody who participated, watched, donated. It was a fun time, and we're going to do it every year as long as Jordan's Way will come back.
There you go.
I have a
Why don't
quick
you guys
question.
come forward, commissioners, if you join us. Sheriff,
Did you say Jordan's Ways paid the
You took
fees?
me.
Or Rock for Rescue paid the
We
fee?
paid it out of the donations. Paid their
Got it.
fees, so,
Got it.
yeah. So everything's taken care of that way.
Thank you.
So they raised
A total of 18, but this is what we got for community. Yeah, 12 something.
don't drop the chair.
I'm good about that.
Got it.
Perfect. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Well, everybody who nominated us for Jordan's Way, we wished for that for a couple of years. So
Thank you.
Okay. Miss Brandy, good morning.
Good
Morning.
Morning.
For the month of October 1st through October 31st, dogs out of the shelter adopted were 9, reclaimed were 1. We had 3 rescued and 6 euthanized. Dogs in the shelter through the month of October, we had 7 stray dogs and 4 owner surrenders. Animal Control had 17 dog calls, 1 cat call, 18 field responses, and 6 dogs were brought but into the shelter. The total shelter dogs for 10/1/24, dogs on site were 25, dogs in foster were 7, which gave a total of 32. As of 10/31/24, dogs on site were 17, dogs in foster were 7, which gave us a total of 24. For the donations of the month of October to the fiscal court, we had $1,775. Amazon wish list items were $98.39. Walmart items were $350.54 in donations, and other miscellaneous donations were $154.32, giving us the total of $2,378.25 for the month of October. Volunteer hours were 59.74 hours, and we had 12 spay and neuter surgeries done.
About those volunteer hours. So that's, so the 59 represents the George Way event, right? Oh, it doesn't? Oh, so it's even
No,
before
these are
that. Okay.
volunteer people. Mhm. This is people in the community coming in during the day,
Yep.
walking dogs, helping.
Okay.
out.
Well done, well done. Commissioners also, Brandy and her team are working with Hannah on, and our upcoming phone system upgrade that I'm excited for. And so in the future, we'll have one animal control, animal shelter phone number where individuals will call in. By harnessing technology, if somebody needs animal control, they can press 2, and that will route them directly to that individual's phone. If they just need the animal shelter, they can press 1. And so we're looking to leverage a little bit of technology going forward. And then lastly, we were notified, I'm allowed to announce this, right, Kim?
I'm sorry?
I'm allowed to announce this.
Yes.
We were notified that we are receiving the 2024 spay neuter grant from the Kentucky Department of Agriculture and their Animal Control Advisory Board. And so I'll highlight our volunteer team, the shelter, and treasurer's team for bringing those funds. Well done, John.
How much is that? How much was that, Judge?
That's gonna be $11,460. $1,146.
$11,000?
$1,146. Every little bit helps.
Amen. Good. Thank you.
Judge, we need to vote on that.
So I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you all. so
Thank you.
very much.
Next up, we've got Sheriff Ryan Swolke and our Sheriff's Office. Well, good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, court.
Morning.
Morning, Sheriff.
So this month, the sheriff's office, we opened 18 criminal investigations. I'm sorry, last month, that was October. We are pleased to announce we've hired a new deputy. His name is Jacob Johnson. He brings over 5 years of law enforcement experience to our agency.
If I could interrupt you. Well, I worked with Jacob at the city of Maysville. He wasn't with the city of Maysville when we hired him, but he's a good guy, has been a good officer with him, and is a good hire, a good addition.
Yes, thank you. Yes, he is. So we're very pleased to have him. Last month, we did our firearms training, use of force training. All the staff did that. And then I also want to thank Maysville Rotary Club. Through 2 separate, I'll say, events, they've donated over $500 to our K-9 program. That's something that we are always raising money for. Eventually, we'd like to get our own Sheriff's Office K-9. So they've been a big help with that, and we're still accepting donations for that. So.
What do you think the target is on that? Isn't it like 15 grand?
Yeah, I've heard anywhere from 15 grand to 30 grand.
Okay.
So it's going to take a while, but I just wanted to thank Maysville Rotary for that. Otherwise, if there's no questions on the monthly report, we can move to the tax disbursements. So for October 2024, to the Kentucky State Treasurer, 0. To the Mason County General Fund, $5,153.88. The Mason County School District, $13,222.82. Mason County Public Library, $1,518.55. Mason County Health Department, $1,725.07. Mason County Extension Office, $920.33. City of Maysville, City of Dover, City of Germantown, 0. That brings the total disbursements for the 2024 tax year for October to $22,540.65. Next up, we have our,
We need a motion.
Need a motion, Jeff, sorry.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Next up is our monthly vehicle reports. We are still waiting to pick up our new vehicles. From my understanding, they were waiting on a push bumper part to come in. But once those are put on, we'll be ready to go with the two new vehicles. So we're excited for those. But nothing major to report here, unless you guys have any questions.
You hear anything back on the CAECO grant?
No.
Okay.
I
Should
don't
we
know when
have-
that closes. I need to check. I'll check
Okay.
and see. when
No,
that
I
goes
don't think
in.
you'll have heard about it yet. It'll
Okay.
probably be the end of November,
Okay.
1st of December probably,
Okay.
usually.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah.
So next up, we have the annual orders setting maximum amount for deputies and assistants. You can see what I would request the fiscal court to approve. I went over the budget with the commissioners and with you, Judge, earlier last week. But obviously, if you guys have any questions now, please feel free to ask. Again, this number reflects our full-time salaries, our overtime wages, part-time salaries, vacation and sick leave, our CLEF funding, and then our portion of the retirement match for CLEF.
Commissioners, we met with the sheriff. For the sheriff's department, they had fees and commission would come in, but also had our fiscal court contribution. Mason County Fiscal Court contributes right at $1 million. And then Treasurer Muse has documentation that will kind of highlight where that is throughout the year. That will be in your packet monthly.
So, and if we just want to talk about the budget as a whole, this year we're looking at a 3.7 increase from last year, both on the receipt side and the disbursement side. And I've talked with you all about, why, for instance, our receipts are going to increase because our contract with the school, that number increased, our vehicle inspection rate increased, and then I anticipate an increase on tax commissions coming in. Disbursements, part-time deputies now receive CLEF funding. Also, we have 2 deputies working in the schools to be in alignment with the state mandate there. We increased our per diem rates to be in alignment with the state average, and then our training costs are increasing. So, but any questions on the budget, which is included in the packet, please feel free to ask.
Vehicle inspections, it's statutory change.
Correct, yes, yes. So I'll just need a,
I made a motion.
Okay, we got a motion,
Yeah.
looking for a second.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
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 And we have a second. Any additional discussion?
What is
So
your
you're,
motion?
you're gonna approve,
Approve the budget.
annual order
Budget.
first.
thank you, good job, take it.
Annual
Tell them what
order.
you're asking for.
So I'm asking for approval for the annual order, and that'll be the first thing that I would need the court to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second?
Except for
Any
your
additional
salaries.
discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
Annual order.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
So there's 2 other things that I would need approval for. The next is the budget overall,
Yeah.
and I would ask the court for approval.
Make
for
a
that.
motion to approve the budget as presented, sheriff's budget as presented.
Second.
Is this as a whole?
As a whole, yes, yes, very important. I'm asking for approval as a whole.
You need to say that? Make-
Yes.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the sheriff's budget as a whole, as presented.
And I'll second. You're welcome.
We have a motion and we have a second. Is there any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
And then finally included is our statement of amount to be advanced each month. As I know you're aware, we start with $0, so we need a state advancement to get us through until we receive tax commissions. Here is a breakdown of what I estimate our expenses and receipts to be, along with our estimated advancement that, well, the advancement that I'd be requesting is $395,000 from the state, which we would then pay back next December. And I would need that approval through you all.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion? We have a second. Is there any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
That is all I have.
How about a motion, how about we just approve this report? Is this a report ever approved?
No.
His monthly tax disbursements was,
Okay,
yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Chair.
Thank you.
That was a lot.
Well done, my friend.
Especially when she's asleep and all that.
Commissioners, in your package, you will see the emergency management report. Director Tony Lease is out of the office on training. Within his report, he highlights the 10-1 fire at the landfill, the October 27 fire at the Wild Bull Saloon, and also brush fire out on Thomas Lane. We also completed the LEPC meeting, Area 7 Emergency Management meeting, and the 988 board meeting. I'll also highlight Tony and Emergency Management has applied for a Homeland Security grant for a search and rescue drone that will be housed out of his operations, and that would be a 100% funded grant. If we are to receive it. So I'd entertain a motion to approve
So moved.
November. Got a motion?
Second.
We'll have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioners, that brings us to our detention center report, and I think we've got Jailer Lisa Geary joining us today. Good morning, Jailer.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, for the month of October, the Mason County Detention Center had the highest daily count of inmates was 170, lowest was 153, and a monthly average of 161. Of those, 128 were males at a daily average, and females' daily average was 33. Mason County inmates for the month was 102, Bratton County 21, Fleming County 49, Lewis County 22, and all other counties 20. The Class D inmates had a total of 68, controlled intake was 24, and our SAP program we had 22. The total admitted and released from into the Mason County Detention Center was 259. Of those, 173 were males and 86 were females. The total money and community service hours worked for service hours worked by the inmates was 7,440 hours. If you multiply by $10, of course, saved the county $74,400 in labor. The Mason County, or the jail reimbursements collected was $1,961.74. Bond fees was $96.74. Release fees was $173.44. The booking fees was $738.72. My jailer fees collected was $1,631.31. And the House Bill 556, we earned $14,316. And the SAP, the House Bill 556, the SAP certificates earned was $1,000. For the community service, the inmates, Class D trustees and inmates continue to work for the county garbage pickup, the recycle center, and the Mason County Road Department. The other agencies outside that we helped during the month of October was Mason County Food Bank, Mason County Licking Valley Commodities, and the Germantown Park Committee. Training hours for the month. During the month, all new hires receive training in PREA, medical awareness training, and OC exposure. Our CERT team members participated in their monthly training, and all eligible MCDC staff participated in CPR recertification this month, and we had a total of 62 hours of training logged. As far as inmate GED testing, 3 inmates tested during the month. None passed, but we did test. For the high tunnel during the month of October, a total of 436 pounds of produce, and which included cucumbers, green peppers, watermelon, and tomatoes were harvested. For a total for the growing season of 2024, we had 5,410 pounds of vegetables. Of course, all those vegetables go into the kitchen and feed the inmates. The estimated food cost savings for the month was $1,200, and a total for the year is $14,000. Right now, we have lettuce, carrots, and spinach in the high tunnel. The ankle monitoring program, during the month of October, we had a total of 5 participants and collected a total of $1,282.50. Includes my report.
Do we ever have extra in the high tunnel? You know what I mean? Like, or, I mean, they pretty much eat it all up there, right?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Create us an apple cart or something.
They what?
We create us an apple cart or something like that. So, commissioners, also for your information, Joe Erie's rear HVAC system. We approved replacing that, I think at $11,000. Cheapest of 3 quotes. And,
Excuse me, Judge, who did we get to do that?
It's Dugan Heating and Air.
yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Joe Erie? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion? And we have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank? Yes, ma'am. Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
I did want to ask one question here. We have some old radios that, handheld radios that we need to surplus. They were bought by Commissary, and then we have 26 radios, ICOM. They're approximately 5 years old. New, they're about $700 a piece. Several of them are non-functioning, and, some of them don't have any charges. We do have a local volunteer fire department that is interested in them because they can repair them, or feel like they can repair them. We were just wondering what procedure.
We'd need to surplus that. How about we
Which
tackle that
volunteer?
and make a move next month? How's that? There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Commissioners, that brings up our, also in your packet, you can find the landfill report, and we have Director Travis Cooley. Morning over there. I wrote my note, Travis Skaggs. Sorry, man.
During the month of October, the landfill took in approximately 7,112 tons of waste valued at $203,721. Curb fees were $10,020. Roll-off business had a total of $33,143 in billable accounts. We pumped 224,859 gallons of leachate to the Maysville City Treatment Plant. Contained landfills, just normal day-to-day activity. Phase 6 starting to wrap up. We've had liner inspections. I think we went through 5 liner inspections, so they finally finished up with the liner inspections. They were putting this morning salt risers in as I left. So hopefully we'll be up within the next 2 weeks. Getting this final inspection from the state
Travis, how far after that do you see material going into that cell? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's projected 38 years of life
Well,
for
after,
that sale, but after that, I mean, once we get to street level with that, I mean, it's, I think the expiration date on everything is like 2078.
well, with
And-
construction complete, when do you think in 2 weeks we'll be dumping stuff in?
No,
there?
no, within 2 weeks, we'll have the final inspection.
Okay, okay.
And then, once we have the final inspection, we'll have to approve the CPR, and that takes 10 days, so after that. They call it a CPR, it's a construction progress report. And the state will review it, go through it, make sure there's no loopholes in it. Once they approve it, we got 10 days, and then they'll give us the approval to get on it. The residual landfill, they're still taking loads of gypsum off of that on a day-to-day basis. Gypsum, I guess they're still working on that contract with, I know we've done some with
The
Trevor.
certainty one is completed according to Trevor Friday.
Okay, all right. So we've got the contract signed, so be moving some gypsum out of there over the next quite a few years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good job. Nice job, Travis.
You guys, commissioners, excuse me, I'll highlight a couple of things. One, the Phase 6 expansion. Director Cooley has done a fantastic job, not only keeping us updated, but dealing with not only the general contractor, but a lot of the ancillary contractors under. And you've done a fantastic job. As you guys will remember, in addition to that, Travis has been instrumental with the gas collection system that we announced Friday and the gypsum extension that we talked about Friday as well. I think so. Let's bring them in.
Sorry, Travis.
You're fine.
Sorry, Travis.
So with that said, I think it's important, you guys do a good job going out there and staying up to date. But also, our Mason County landfill is moving along.
Come on through right through this door.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Morning, Joey.
Morning.
Be careful, it'll hit, it's.
Joey, how about you guys, we just wanted to highlight how much we appreciated Stover's contributions to the Jordan's Way project 2 weeks ago. And we very much appreciate you guys. I think you all had 10 Stover guys down there. And we can't tell you how much we appreciate our relationship with Stover and the animal shelter. Our volunteer team was in earlier, and to report to you guys, they raised, the overall program raised $18,161.52, of which $12,871 after expenses and everything will go towards our kennel expansion there at the shelter. And so we'd very much like to invite you guys back when we do our ribbon cutting grand opening with the new shelter facilities. Okay, absolutely.
Can we get your all's names for the minutes?
It's Joe Hyatt, H-I-A-T-T.
Thank you. How do you spell that? Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. So we didn't know which door to bring his phone.
Sorry, that's my fault. Joey, it's been a morning, man. I left my notes at the house, bunch of everything, so bear with me.
Oh, it's one of those things.
We appreciate you guys very much, though.
Thank
you.
y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to the landfill project, in addition to the stellar job Travis is doing, I want you guys to understand both of those projects, along with Phase 6. And you heard Jeff Craig. with our expansion, we're targeting going forward, probably another 18 months to 2 years before our Title V air permit and the state comes in and mandates that we have to install an active gas collection system. And so that's would probably be a future $1.5 million. Jeff thinks it's two. Travis and I figured it'd be 1.5, and that saves us that amount. They will install that, but also install, if everything implodes, that contractually they still have to install the flare and everything else that would make us compliant well into the future. We're hoping the revenues from that, as well as the additional gypsum extension, which is now at $2 a ton excavate, not $1, will greatly increase the payoff from the phase 6 expansion, but also provide us the ability to make different moves there out at the landfill in the future. And so, done a good job. Thank you.
Good job, Travis.
Thank you.
Do you all have any questions?
No? Okay. Exciting stuff. Need to make a motion to approve the landfill report as presented.
I'll second it.
Got a motion? We have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hara?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Also, we had a landfill committee meeting Wednesday or Thursday last week. You want to roll them through that?
But they seen the drawings Friday. From that, in addition to that, the backhoe,
Yeah.
I got cut off last week.
At a regular meeting, you can talk about anything you want to. Special meeting, you can't.
He learned his lesson.
Backhoe, we are at 13,600 hours was the last time I checked it. And they want it replaced right at between 6,000 and 7,000 hours. So we've,
Double.
yes, pretty much doubled it. Did get a quote from Caterpillar on state contract. It totals $161,876.55. That, I mean, it's kind of inevitable. We got to have one. Our old one is just, it's getting wore out. It's getting to the point where can't depend on it.
What's the plan for that?
We're floating the idea around about, I guess, fixing it up and kind of keeping it as a backup for now. And we may end up pushing it to the road department. And maybe we'll get some use out of it too.
Go.
Yeah. Yep.
Landfill committee
Yeah.
made the recommendation to approve it. Was that Thursday? Thursday? Thursday, guys.
Sorry.
So if we want to do this, do we make a motion to approve it, or do we need to talk about financing? Do we?
I think that we've discussed with the landfill committee to pay cash for this. So it would just be a matter of approval to purchase and pay when we receive.
We have to have it, we have to have it. I make a motion to approve the purchase of the Caterpillar equipment for the landfill.
Got a motion?
I'll second it.
Second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hara?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank you.
Got a lot going on. Commissioners, also in your packet.
What's that?
Also in your packet, Commissioner, you will see, the Recycling Center report, Director Randy Ham is out on the route this morning. in Mason County, we picked up for October, we picked up 56,330 pounds. We shipped out one load of cardboard to International Paper at 42,680 pounds, which equaled the total amount shipped for October. And then collected $5,325.11. And we had, our customers are up in the recycling center to 92 for the month of October. And again, in October, we hauled 0 delivered recyclable materials to the landfill city. So I will entertain a motion to approve the recycling center.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hara?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Also, you will see solid waste report submitted by Chris Carpenter. For September 2024, our total tonnage was 376.66 tons. For October of 2024, our total tonnage was 389.50 tons. Still got 399 waste wheelers out and active, and then 104 dumpsters out and active. I'll entertain a motion to approve the solid waste report.
So moved.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hara?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. So, Commissioners, that brings us up to our solid waste reports. You will see Director Taylor's abatement and nuisance properties in your packet for your review. And also, I will, let's see, so I think we need a motion to approve that, and then I will update you on the second part, so.
The abatement report.
Yes, sir, please.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
May I have a second? Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hara?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. So, second part to that, we worked with the Sheriff's Department and Sheriff Swolsky, as well as John and our county attorney's office, and others, in not only identifying but prosecuting an illegal dumper in Mason County. They have been charged over at the courthouse. The site is located at 9109 Mason Lewis Road, which is past the CSX terminal, and past the old bar,
Naughty Pine.
the Naughty Pine Bar.
Wonderful place.
The property is owned, or was owned by Mr. James Fight, who has subsequently passed away. Mike Fight is his brother, and through extensive investigations, we caught a pretty substantial amount of trash, garbage, trees, just kind of thrown over the side of the road. And so, being in Mason County and being a citizen of Mason County, I think this court is not in favor of standing for anything like that. And so, we stand behind prosecuting any illegal dumpers in our county and ensuring that our county stays green and clean. Now, with that said, Director Taylor applied for the state illegal dump site grant, and we have been awarded. The state has come in, reviewed the site. They will cover, it's either 50% or 80% of the cleanup. And so our road department and other employees will work up there. We'll track all those efforts. Also want to send a thank you to the city of Maysville. We are borrowing a Traco that they have and are currently in the process of cleaning it up, I believe starting today, because we were going to start last week, but the weather and some other issues popped up. I
We
believe
will try as part of prosecution, and I say try, to get what is not covered in the grant recovered to the county. Understanding that often that's done in payments of, set by the judge of so much a month that may go on forever to collect it, but we'll work on doing that.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Sheriff. And thanks to everybody involved in identifying that. It became quite a nuisance, and we wanted to fix it, but you also have to follow the law and cross your T's and dot your I's, which we did. Commissioners, next up in your packet, you will see the garbage collections report from Ms. Madison. Charges in October represented $2,872 for an amount payable of $44,043.34. We received 1,280 payments for total receipts in the amount of $34,454.70. We also distributed out $2,750 in the roadside cleanup litter abatement grant, which is represented in 27.5 miles of Mason County roads cleaned, 182 bags collected, with 3 groups participating. And so if you know of a nonprofit group looking to raise funds, we still have $6,400 in our litter abatement grant. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, and we have a second. Any questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioners, that brings us up to our treasurer's report, and we have Mason County Treasurer Kitty Hughes joining us today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to have the court's authorization to pay claims as presented, including the additional claims of $46,421.40.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to have the court's approval of the financial statement as of October 31st, 2024.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am. Judge, excuse me.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'd like to have the court's approval of the budget transfers for the amount of $111,285.76.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's all I have.
Thank you, Kim.
Mhm.
Commissioners, also in your packet, you will see the EMS report for October. We had 329 total runs across the county, of which 69 were out in the county. 260 city runs. Also in your packet, you will see the permit report from Codes Jim Fawcett. The majority residential. which takes us to new business. First up, we have a quote from DS2 Architects to assist the county in bidding out and constructing a 20 by 40 storage building behind the sheriff's office to keep our election equipment safely stored. What you want to add anything to that?
Sure. So, I had approached Judge McNeil about, considering building a storage building for the election equipment that the county currently owns. So I have several rooms in the basement of my office that are full and stuff in the hallway. I have a room in Sheriff Swalski's office building that is packed. And I actually have overflow in his conference room, which he has been kind enough to share with me. So I feel like we have outgrown our spaces with the amount of equipment we have. And I would like it all to be centrally located in one place that is accessible for all of us. And I mean, just as for instance, the poll pads, which are what we check in voters, are stored in the basement of my office. Well, I don't have Wi-Fi down there, or it doesn't reach the basement. So the girls and I have to carry them all up. We have to download databases, we have to lock them back up, carry them back downstairs, and you're doing this 2 and 3 times per election. And then some supplies are here, some supplies are down there, and it's just become a little bit, I think, unreasonable. And plus, you know, I talked to Sheriff Swalski. I think we're at a point now, whereas maybe we weren't 15, 20 years ago, that, you know, his office should be secure and only he and his personnel be the ones coming in and out of that. Whereas now, it's my people too. So I think he has that right to, you know, limit entrance and exit out of his building. And plus, I talked to him and he definitely could use that space. There's already shelving in there. I told him he is welcome to keep that. I have no problem with that. It's because I'm assuming, I think when I talked to Dwight Crank and the judge, we may be just building shelving along this building. And it would have lots of electrical outlets, so when they come and set the machines, we inspect the machines, we upload the election data on poll pads. We have all these outlets where we can do this, you know, all at a time instead of, you know, 2 poll pads here and a machine here, and it'll be a time saver as well. By statute, this building has to be under 24-hour camera surveillance. I'm the only one that can have a key, and I have to keep up with who goes in and out of that building. It has to have air and heat, climate control because of the machines. And it'll have, obviously, lighting. Dwight Crank and I talked about putting in a bay door because he and Stephen and Tom and Dwight Ruark are the ones that helped me set up vote centers and take them down. So you can just back that trailer up to that building and load, as opposed to the way it's done now. So I think it's definitely needed, and so I'd appreciate you all supporting that.
Well, 2 points. One, I think Sheriff's a fan of yours. Correct.
Yes, yes.
2, I don't know that this is going to mirror our landfill office project, but I am confident it will exceed probably our bid out amount of $40,000. with that said, I think it's probably all, all the reasons why it makes sense to go with a project manager from DS2 or any engineering firm still hold true for this project as well. And then lastly, when you think about it, the space that this will occupy is the space directly behind the sheriff's office now. I mean, there's a trailer back there, I think a tire or two. Initially, I was thinking it was up on the more eastern parking lot, but, there's really nothing with parking back there now, and so I don't think I think it would be a good use of the space is the point I'm trying to.
Right.
So
Jeff, I'd like to be, and I'm not criticizing the project, and obviously sheriff and clerk are responsible for, particularly the election security part of this, I think is really good. But it's not only the sheriff's office. The sheriff's your largest tenant over there, but my child support office is a
Fair point, yes, sir.
And I would like to be, and we're managing 1,800 child support cases a year, and those are multi-children cases, so we probably have five or six, probably 20% of your population we're collecting child support for. So I just want to be included in conversations how it might impact our operations. And that's more or less just seeing the footprint.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we're talking about is a separate building, or in
Yes.
addition to, a separate building.
Separate, entirely
building.
separate.
By statute, it's got to be separated. It's
Gotta
got
be
to be
separate.
climate control,
Mhm.
and then you put video, security measures.
Like there's
lighting.
currently a camera in that room now.
Right.
So that would just be a matter of moving that to that building.
It doesn't have to be a separate building. It's got to be,
Right.
I mean, it could be, your design may be a roof extension, it may be a shared wall. It doesn't have to be separate in that extent, but it can't be internally connected, right?
Correct.
Gotcha.
So
Not
you
be
leave it up to the
accessed by
design.
others, yes.
You leave it up to the design, how they used existing structures.
So for instance, Sheriff Swalski and his deputies and staff cannot have entrance to that room,
Access.
and they do not have a key, nor do Dwight and none of them do, so I have that locked up.
That includes outside lighting too, correct, for customer security.
Yes, I'm assuming that would be on this bid, yes.
And you're talking about air and heat and moisture control.
Correct.
Moisture for
Mhm.
the
Correct.
delicate of it. Good.
Yeah, because you don't want pieces to warp
No.
or those rollers and,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Your only other thought might be, where else does the county own that would potentially be sued? And I don't see any other. We do own the building where Keiko used to sublease from us over the winter. I talked with Dwight, fixing that structure up. However, that would involve moving all these things. The same problem she has now, is they're in the basement. That would involve putting these on the second story. And so, I think it's probably the best solution.
I think it's the best solution. Just keeping it close to our office.
That's-
security reasons.
Yeah, that was
Not
not
a more secure place.
And we have a shed there now, and a trailer. We have enough space up top on the other lot to move that. So I think it's perfect.
How's the drainage back there anyway?
I'm sorry?
The drainage from the hill, from that back wall.
I've never seen
That's
it.
I don't
But that's-
know. I have no
That's
idea.
one of the things that's one of the reasons you get an architect and a consultant to address things like that.
So the old judge's guessing.
I think it's a great idea, and I, like Judge, or like our sheriff said, security.
Mhm.
You're right there at the sheriff's
Right.
office, and you get proper lighting and cameras. I think that's,
And I believe the building only comes up to about where that, if you all, I don't know if you've all been back there, but there's an air conditioned unit back there. I think it stops about right there. So if you're looking from the street, you're not, it's still kind of a hidden building, which I think Ryan and I both like that too.
Yeah.
So just another point.
So for right now, are we
You're,
just about approving the architect?
yes, sir. Approving the architect. He will come back with bids, and I'll have have him report back what the bids are to complete the project. You guys will select one of those bids to complete the project.
Stephanie, when
Yes.
would you like to, when are you anticipating this being completed?
Well,
The selection's over.
Correct. So I told the judge that my wish would be like maybe September, August of next year. There are no elections scheduled next year, so we wouldn't have to worry about impoundment and things like that. And it'd be a great time if this could get built by, say, August. We can move all of the equipment there, and it'll be set up ready for going into 26.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I make a
That's-
motion. I agree, I make a motion. It's better.
I'll second.
So we got a motion, we have a second. Is there any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you all. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, absolutely, thank you.
Commissioners, also in your packet, you will see ordinance 24-08. We've got zoning director, Mr. George Larger, joining us today, as well as family attorney, John Espley.
This is ordinance, 2408,
Yes, sir.
by summary, and reading by summary, first reading an ordinance amending the Mason County Land Use Ordinance to create a new section, 320.412. Nope, I don't have the right version here.
Here's mine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
By summary, it's an ordinance amending the Mason County Land Use Ordinance to revise Section 412, regulating outdoor lighting. The Planning Commission had public meetings October 2nd, 2024, recommended adoption of this ordinance, which revises Section 412 of the county's ordinance on outdoor lighting. I think the city's already at least had first reading and proceeding with that. And the best I could describe it is I asked George, why would the county want to do this? You know, there's, a lot of it might be aimed more in commercial zones in the city, and George used an example, and I don't know if he knows where I live, but he said if somebody put flashing lights in the middle of downtown Mays Lick, people wouldn't be happy. Flashing light signs or something like that, and I thought my wife would kill me if that happened. So I'm all on board with this outdoor lighting ordinance at that point. George, do you want to address, like, we talked about parking lots of more than 5, what else comes within this? More than 5 vehicles?
So anytime lighting is required for like or a building permit is required for lighting, or in the city, it's where a certificate of appropriateness is required. But also, anytime there's lighting that is designed to draw somebody's attention for advertisement. The reason why I wrote this and proposed it to the Planning Commission is I actually borrowed a lot of language from the electronic sign section of the sign ordinance. Because I'm starting to see a lot of flashing lighting like in and around Maysville, and we don't tolerate it in the electronic sign, from electronic signs, so why should we tolerate it from lighting as well? Because it's one thing to have lighting to light up the facade of a business or something, but once you start flashing or changing colors, that's, not only is that designed for advertisement, I think that's a distraction for drivers and for, you know, it endangers other motorists in like downtown areas, like either downtown Maysville or downtown Mays Lake, it endangers pedestrians.
You know, when you get into outdoor, and at least one of you live in a rural area, when you get outside the city limits, ambient lighting and lighting pollution really is a bigger issue. You know, the downtown area or the commercial areas, there's a certain amount of lighting already, but when you're in a quiet community without a lot of distractive lighting out there, it really would show up more. So I think there's plenty of reason for the county to be addressing this.
And also it's noteworthy that, as I said, I'm bringing the lighting standard. I'm using a chapter that was designed more for lighting parking lots, but I'm trying to use it for general lighting standards to an extent as well. I've authored this to bring in lighting in line with the standards for electronic signs. Electronic signs aren't even they're prohibited in A1 and A2 zones, which is most of the county. So, again, why would we have flashing lights anywhere, but in most of the county, you can't even have an electronic sign.
So other than furniture store vape place, where else has it been?
A few places downtown. As a matter of fact, I just noticed one the other day. It wasn't that noticeable until I was right in front of the facade. But I'm assuming, since I'm starting to see it more and more, that the technology for the string lights to flash is probably cheaper and really accessible. So I figure it's going to become more prevalent. And the best time to regulate something, the best time is before it starts becoming a problem. The second best time is right after it starts becoming a problem.
I think you're right. Technology advances in the lighting industry have probably is going to create part of this.
But it's not just regulating or prohibiting flashing lights. It develops a code for all sorts of, lighting and lighting plans when you're doing this sort of thing in the county, which I think is appropriate.
And again, if you're wondering what this looks like, if you haven't now it gets darker a lot earlier, drive past Little Caesars in the back of Big Sandy, and there's a new smoke vape shop there. And even before it gets dark, theirs are flashing, and that's what this regulates. It would put a stop to it. They can keep their lights up, they just can't flash or color change or do any sort of motion where you sequentially light one bulb and move it.
Right.
This is the Christmas lights.
Well, holiday lights, traditionally appropriate holiday lights are exempted from that. So you could have blinking Christmas lights, but I amended it to say traditionally appropriate because inevitably somebody will use their Christmas lights in February and let them flash and say, well, it's Valentine's Day. It's like that's not traditionally appropriate. It's, or red, white, blue in June and July. It's like, well, it's America lighting or something. Yeah, July.
So as a first reading, you need a motion?
No, just be considered for passage at the December meeting.
Hey, thank you, George.
Yeah, thank you, George.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge.
Yeah.
Vote, sir.
Vote. We need a, good job, Boone.
It's first reading.
First reading.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
You just
Well,
said
George
that.
came back and confused me.
I thought maybe he wanted to talk about
Next
that.
item.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Brings us to old business. In old business, we got ordinance 24-07. Map amendment from A2 agriculture to B2 highway business.
2407, read by summary, an ordinance adopting the findings of fact, conclusive law, and recommendations of the Mason County Joint Planning Commission pertaining to a map amendment of a 1.0 acre lot owned by the Sue Ann Clark 2012 Special Trust and located on Slack Pike. And this would change from A2 agricultural to B2 highway business and amending the zoning ordinance to reflect such map amendment. So this is Tim Clark request recommended by the Planning Commission. You've had first reading, and this is for consideration and adoption. And I think it was discussed, but if you have questions, George would answer.
Make a motion that we accept as presented, please.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. Any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, George. Thank you, George.
Thanks, George. Commissioners, also in your packet, you will see a thank you from David Sugarbaker from Camp Discovery. I think it's in your packet, or I can pass this one around. Yes, sir. Give me 1 second. We update you guys on the new phone system they have been in, are making preparations, and I think starting to convert some units. Oh, not yet. Making preparations to convert some of our phone systems over. I will remind the court, coming up, we have, well, let me hit this first. First, Jack Campbell and I have been back together. I've been working with, if you remember, we've had a few citizens reach out over horse manure out on some of the roads in Mason County. We continue to meet with what used to be 1 or 2 main bishops, now is 5 or 6 agrarian leaders out in the community. I've been working with a Noah Renault and getting in front of some of these leaders out in the community. Still don't really have an update. I will tell you guys, different thoughts have been brought up from creating, as we talked about earlier, the basket catcher that catches, mandating that, to also speaking with some of these community leaders. I believe over on the Stone Lick portion, Orangeburg, that's covered because it's a one or two folks. And so just wanted to update you guys on where we are on it, and see if you have any thoughts.
Mr. Campbell, he reached out to me that, late last week in regards to this situation. I just reminded him that the court was addressing this issue and that you were in contact with certain leaders of the community in regards to this situation. Basically told him to stay in contact with you as this progresses.
Well, commissioners, you all would have killed me. I did bring up the idea maybe fiscal court purchases the harnesses until it dawned on me that somebody told me they could be like $80. What are they called? The catchers. I think they get kind of, they're like tack.
He
Horse
reached
tack.
out to me too, and I told him we were still talking to them.
Yep. We will continue to do that then.
Part of his, I talked to Mr. Campbell last week, he was busy. And persistent.
Yes.
But part of his complaints are about the road, and we can't restrict people's use of a road. So I mean, it's only that one, he was just in there not be on the road.
Yes, sir.
Period.
Yeah.
And that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
How many people are complaining? Is it just one person or?
No, I've probably received calls from 5 to 6. Different individuals.
In one particular area? Or is it?
Probably 3 total areas, but then, you gotta wonder how much is it, people getting stirred up, you know what I mean? I've conveyed, and Jack and I have had the conversation about, I am, and I feel like this court, is hesitant to go straight to ordinance and/or mandating a new law that, and Sheriff and I have even discussed, like, I don't even know how it would be enforceable. I would like to exhaust every avenue of being a good neighbor, because I feel like Mason Countyans do well at that. And so even if it meant purchasing 20 brooms and 20 little pans, maybe to disseminate out, as more even of a reminder than than a mandate. And so that's where we stand.
I just wanna make sure everybody knows to respond that if it's about use of the roads, as to a state highway, we have no jurisdiction, and I would suggest that as to a county road, we would not be able to pass an ordinance prohibiting the use of it, particularly to a religious group. So I mean, we can't stop people from using horse and buggies on our roads. That's not gonna happen. Because that was part of what he wanted.
So Commissioners, it brings us up to board communications. We're moving forward on a Rosenwald School Library. Should have a meeting in the upcoming couple of weeks with ambitions to donate that property to Mason County Library to create a southern branch of Mason County Library. I will keep you guys updated as we progress on that. Also, on the 19th, we're now scheduled for our communications committee. That'll be at 1 p.m. A lot of us will be at CAECO. Are you going to CAECO, Sheriff?
No, sir.
Okay. Kentucky Association of Counties over at Louisville this week. And then I'll remind the commissioners the Elijah Green presentation, kind of memorial. The museum is doing a little Elijah Green thing there at the monument. And this month is the last month for the public to donate for the new statue that we're trying to help them with. The county agreed to take in the funds, try to raise, I think it was $40,000 for each statue to complete the Elijah Green Monument. If we don't hit that benchmark, we can track and send that money back. If we do, it'll be a nice addition to our community. Any announcements from commissioners?
How's the grant coming along on that project? From my understanding, they were trying to see if there's any grant money out there for a project like that.
Still exploring. We did assist the Underground Railroad Group with their, I think they received $19,000 from, I can't remember who it was.
It's easy now, I didn't.
I can't remember who it was, but I was happy to see them get it, and that'll help them with their roof issue.
I think Commissioner McKay might be referring to the T-Mobile grant that I did for Wilbur.
Okay, well, thank you, Brian. Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
We have a second? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank? Yes, ma'am. Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.